Howdy! Welcome to the Fantasy Back Porch Hour. We are, without little D, Hakuna Matata, brother, wherever you might be. Sleeves, the Fantasy Alchemist. How you doing, brother?
Good, sir. How are you?
Awesome. Thank you. I am Bear. This is Outlaw. Let's do it.
Well, we're continuing our talk about fantasy disappointments here after week 4. We're going to move on to the running backs now.
Okay.
Now, we know Adrian Peterson is number 1, like as he should
106 points in PPR format.
be. Yes, yeah. I mean, he's a beast.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
Well, in our PPR formats.
Well,
Your scoring system, like they say, like you see on commercials, like your experience may vary.
Yeah.
Your scoring system may vary.
right.
still.
But he's number 1,
Yeah.
the way you look at it. Plus, he is the best running back in the NFL.
Yep.
And then you got Charles, for Charles.
Yeah, Charles
McCoy.
at number 2
Yeah.
with 97 points.
But there are some
very
other-
respectable. Neither one of them have had a disappointing game.
Right.
Nor has Matt Forte at number 3.
Right.
And if it wasn't for McCoy's disappointing game last week, he would be
Probably number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, everybody knows those, but there's also a lot of big names that have been failing miserably.
First round draft picks in some league formats.
Yeah. For
Such
example,
as Trent Richardson,
yes.
coming in at 45 points, 45.7 in fractional scoring.
Of course, 2 of those games were with the Browns.
Right,
And
and of
he's done
course,
better with the Colts.
Yeah.
well, of course, he did get traded. He, in a new system, new offense, new personnel around him, but still, either way, not performing. Even with his old team, he wasn't performing to everyone's expectations.
Well, yeah, but he was with the Browns.
Well,
True.
yeah, but he still performed well last year with the Browns.
Who actually have
Even
done
with
better
broken
since he
ribs.
left.
They have done better since he left.
Undefeated.
But the Colts are done pretty good with him too, though.
Undefeated again.
Yeah. Now that might change this week, but
It might.
yeah, I still see him having a little struggle this
Right.
week.
And then look at Alfred Morris, Adam Rank's
Big
fantasy man crush.
yeah,
Yeah,
big
no.
disappointment.
Who still affectionately calls Freddie and still
Yeah.
thinks he is hot shit, and he's really not right now.
There's
Yeah.
no one on the Redskins that's worth it right now.
Except for Pierre Garçon, but we're
True.
not talking about him.
Well,
No,
yeah.
How about another definite first-round draft pick in every format with C.J. Spiller,
Yeah.
coming in with a lowly 35.9
Trust
points in PPR formats.
I know.
In
I feel this.
PPR, 35
I know,
points.
I
Averaging
know.
8.9 points a week.
I know.
You wouldn't even want that from your kicker.
No,
But I like that, though, because he's a Bill.
Yeah.
he is, but he's on my team.
He is. Well, and like you, I have Ray Rice. Well, I had
And
Ray
again-
Rice. I just traded him away.
Yeah, I now have Ray
I would
Rice.
love to be able to get rid of him, but
I traded
Who
him.
even-
Well, I did.
Who even taking into consideration the injury, still only averaging 9.4 points per week.
how poor.
And not getting better this week.
No,
No,
not getting any
probably
better.
not.
The only saving grace is that
No.
the Dolphins have been giving up a lot of yardage on, but their red zone defense does hold strong.
Yeah, well,
Unless you're playing against the Saints.
and
Yeah.
you get those yards in the first half against the Dolphins, and then we make the adjustment in the second half.
Right, and then it stops.
Yes. Yeah, you might get 20 yards in the second half rushing.
Yeah. Speaking of the Dolphins, Lamar Miller is not really stepping up, and it's not really his fault, though, because he is definitely the superior running back on the team. Unfortunately, they keep giving Daniel Thomas half the game.
Well, they also have an extremely poor offensive line.
Yeah, it's hard to gain yardage when you're getting hit 3 yards deep in the back.
Well, true.
They just can't stop anybody.
And there's
But
no Barry
averaging-
Sanders.
Right,
Yeah.
but playing half the game, or
Yeah.
playing half the snaps and averaging 65 yards per game, if he played the entire game instead of Daniel Thomas having time and playing like shit,
Yeah.
he could be averaging over 100 yards per game.
And, love Charles Clay, but he's snaking goal line carries. At least the one, but that's
Yeah,
still
but-
hurt if you have Miller.
It does.
Right.
You know who also was a big disappointment? Really big disappointment. My first draft pick in the keeper league, which was in the 3rd round, but
Right.
David Wilson.
Right. Who actually have got David Wilson here on the list, but I was
Somewhere.
running out of space on the paper
Yeah.
to write.
It's 2 week 1.
True.
I started in week 1.
You know
Yeah,
what?
the only time you could just chalk that up as an okay big deal is if it's the first play he gets injured and fumbles at the same time.
Yeah, but that didn't happen.
And he didn't get injured. He just got benched because he was playing so poorly.
He fumbled. But I will say this about Wilson: if you have him, keep him,
I am.
and play him.
I am this week. That's because I got Doug Martin and Adrian Peterson.
Still.
They're both on buys.
He did show some signs of life last week.
He did.
And okay, David Wilson, the first 4 games of the season, played against very stout run Ds.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the year, except for the game that they play against Seattle, to me, as it sits right now, the defense, he should be able to just go off.
He can't get any worse.
No, can't get any worse.
-4.
No, they'll Coughlin
I know,
pulled him
but-
before that.
No, but I'm just saying.
No, they'll
I
Coughlin
know,
pulled him
but-
before that.
No, but I'm just saying. I think that I still think that by the end of the year, top 15.
No, I want to go that high.
I will.
I'll go top 24.
Well, it's going to be very hard for
I
Wilson
think so.
to end up in
Well-
the top 15, considering there are 6 backs in fantasy right now who have more points than him.
Yeah.
60.
Now, C.J. Spiller, another guy on that list that we just mentioned.
Yeah,
You know, having a really down year. Is
Yes.
that trend continuing?
I believe so.
Unless his health improves, it probably will.
Yeah, I don't see him going anywhere.
I believe so because even Tashard Choice is looking better than Spiller right now.
Now, Ray Rice, though, it has to improve.
It will.
It better.
It has to.
It will.
If
He's
it
just
doesn't,
too good
then-
of a talent.
Well, Bernard Pierce.
He's not doing anything, though, either.
No, because they're not running the ball.
Well, they're not really doing
That's true.
anything with the ball.
I mean,
No.
I don't know what's up with the coaching staff. Yeah, last week they ran the ball like 10 times.
Not 9.
Yeah.
An entire game in the NFL, you run the ball 9 times? Really?
I mean, I know you paid Flacco that big contract.
Come
but
on.
Really?
Yeah. I think most of these guys you do have to keep though, because Trent Richardson. I think, especially
keep
with
him.
Ahmad Bradshaw going down,
Richardson,
he's gonna come back.
I think
think so.
Richardson has the biggest upside of them all.
Right.
Without doubt.
Yeah. I mean, he could come back into the top 10 by the end of the season.
No,
with
once,
this new team.
I think Lamar Miller still could spark up again.
He's a viable
Ray
flex guy
Rice,
from
Ray
the
Rice
team.
will come around again.
You can't get
He'll
rid
come
of Ray
back
Rice.
around.
No, you can't. But
As far as that, David Wilson may have some more upside, like you said. With that.
If you're like me and you drafted him in the 3rd round or in a standard league in
Yeah.
the 5th round, that's way too high to get rid of him.
Right.
You have to keep him. You have to
Yeah.
hold out.
You do.
Alfred Morris he's still getting the touches. He's just not performing very well. He's still a juggernaut though. He's still a up the middle grinder.
the reason is because the defense knows that RG3, unless RG3 improves,
Correct.
Morris is not going to because they're going to stack the box
Right.
because they know that RG3 just can't.
And if
do that.
RG3 starts running again,
yeah,
then Alfred Morris is
will.
going to start performing again.
Morris
So I
is-
don't think it's time to bail on Morris just yet.
No, but Morris
No.
is a guy that I would trade. Hopefully, 1 week coming up real soon,
he's going to
he has a decent week.
Yeah.
Maybe 80 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Not asking for anything big.
Right.
Then you trade him.
Yeah.
Trade him.
I'm just saying it's not time to give up on him.
He was the
Yeah.
number 2 running back for yardage overall last year in the NFL.
Yeah, but not
So,
happening this
Not
year.
this year. No, it's not. But again, it's not his fault.
No.
It's because
And
he just can't run through 8 guys.
exactly.
So
So those are some really big fantasy disappointments at running back this year.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
stay frosty, my friends.